Shit. What up there, gaming community? This is your boy Chitty, or Chitty, whatever the hell you want to call me. And today, I'm here to talk about The Last of Us. Now, before I get started, just need to say a few things really quickly before things start to get retarded. Now, first of all, my camera is acting like a little shit, and it's pissing me off because it's causing my audio and my audio to desync, and it's fucking annoying. And I know it sucks because no one likes to sit there and feel like they're watching one of those old freaking Chinese translated movies. You know what I'm talking about. So now, here's the thing. The next thing is I'm sick at the moment. Like, I'm actually, sick. Bullshit, right? So, forgive me if my voice sounds different and all that good shit. And finally, the third and last thing is, what? I'm doing videos on the weekends? My longtime subs will get it. They understand I don't do vids on the weekend. When the weekend comes around, I am not doing YouTube videos, but I made a promise. I said, look, I'm going to give my gaming dudes 2 vids, and I never gave it to them this week. And I'm not going to let this week go by without me being a man of my word. So my 2 vids will be up today. So let's get the first one done. You know what I'm saying? So forgive my sniffling too. Sorry, sick, cold, blues, bullshit. Anyways, so let's do this. The Last of Us. Now, this is a game that last gen, this was like, my heart and soul was with this game. I love this game to death. This game was amazing in so many ways to me. And I know a lot of people feel like The Last of Us is overhyped. And to you, the people who believe The Last of Us is overhyped and bullshit, I only have one thing to say to you. You could be right. What, you expected me to say, oh, well, you're wrong, or go drown yourself or some shit like that? No, in all honesty, I not only respect that opinion, but I can honestly see where you're coming from on that. I can see that. Even though I don't believe in the term overhyped, but I can see that. I can see, because, The Last of Us does have its share of issues. It's just, from where I'm sitting, this game was amazing. But I definitely respect that you don't. Like, I can definitely understand where you're coming from on that. Now, let me just go ahead and get into this review. The Last of Us is a game that takes place in the post-apocalyptic America, where people have had their minds taken over by these things called cordyceps, which are a real-life fungus. You could even go look it up. I actually suggest you to go look it up on YouTube, because I know I sure as hell did when I found out. It's a fungus that takes control over a specific bug's mind. And it's just so interesting. Like, you have to go watch the video to get the full explanation, but it is really crazy. Just know in The Last of Us, this thing has evolved to where it can affect humans. And that adds a deeper layer to the story, because now it goes from this whole, most people are like, zombie apocalypse could never happen. It makes no sense. There's no logic in that. But now instead it's something that actually exists in our world, and evolution happens all the time. So who's to say it can't evolve to humans? Dun dun dun. But it's definitely an interesting new take on the zombie apocalypse spin, because I was getting kind of tired of zombie apocalypse stuff. It was just getting to the point where it was just so much, man. It was just like everybody was sucking that zombie dick for that money. But it was driving me crazy. Now, the other thing dealing with the story, the most important thing, is Joel and Ellie. Joel and Ellie are the 2 main protagonists of the game. And Joel's task is to get Ellie to this freedom fighter base known as the Fireflies. They're, freedom fighters against the government's regime. And that's pretty much where the game is. It's very, the overall story, if you really look at it, is relatively generic. But as a writer, I understand that there's nothing new under the sun. You just have to take these things and put your own spin on it. And Last of Us did perfectly with doing that. Nothing is really original anymore. It's more along the lines of taking ideas from things that already exist, and just doing your own thing, making it your own story. And the guys at Naughty Dog did a perfect job at that, because this story it shines amongst other jewels in gaming, because the way Joel and Ellie's relationship is handled in this game, it's one of the best, if not the best, I've ever seen in gaming relationships. You literally watch it grow and become this. I can't even give this justice with my own words. In my opinion, I can't give this justice. I feel like you have to play the game to fully or at least watch a walkthrough of it to really grasp how these two grow together. So that's the overall story is, Joel is taking Ellie to the Fireflies and, all that. And I'm not going to give you why he's doing it because that's spoilers and I don't like spoiling the story. And I know a lot of people actually tell you what it is, but I'm not. Now, the ending to the game, I'm not spoiling either, but I'm just going to say it causes debate amongst the fandom. And when you see the ending, you'll know why. If you haven't already played it, because I know the game's been out for like a year now, so if you haven't already played it, I don't know what to say. Maybe you just didn't get the chance to. But now that the remastered edition's out, just saying. Anyways. Damn, I hate being sick. Anyways, so next thing is gameplay. Now the gameplay, this is where things get tricky because I like the gameplay, right? I enjoyed the gameplay. The gameplay was fun as fuck for me. But as a reviewer, right, I can't say in all good conscience that this gameplay was this fucking amazing experience. Because even though I liked it a lot, right, I'm trying to speak from a very neutral point of view, from just an understanding of good and bad, not just from my own personal opinion. And even though I like the gameplay a lot, there's still some things to it, like AI is kind of stupid at times, and the AI doesn't really notice your partner AI, and that's kind of takes you out of the immersion of the experience. And on top of that, you see in third-person shooter games, this has been done before. One of the shining things in The Last of Us, though, is the crafting system and the ability to go in your backpack and just craft these items like these freaking sticks that you can beat people across the head with and stuff like that. So it does have its dynamic spots to it, but other than that, The Last of Us for the most part is just like any other third-person shooter in the sense of you have the mechanics for the most part down. You know what I'm saying? Like there's really nothing innovative, kind of, but it's hard to say. I liked it. I felt it was fun and enjoyable experience, but for some others it may be like, fuck this game. But overall, I thought it was fun, especially from the multiplayer aspect. I was addicted to that multiplayer for a minute. Anyways, freaking that. Next thing is the graphics. And there goes my camera. And the next thing is the graphics. The graphics of The Last of Us, I don't even think I need to say anything about this. If you all you have to go do is go on YouTube and go look at The Last of Us, and you instantly understand where I'm coming from when I say the graphics of The Last of Us are some of the best you will ever see in gaming ever in your life. Like there are very few games that can fuck with The Last of Us on graphical levels like this. And The Last of Us, Crysis is one of the best looking games ever, and I feel like The Last of Us is better than Crysis graphics. Maybe not leaps and bounds, but The Last of Us has some amazing graphics that really are hard to match. So, especially in the remastered edition, like it got even better. But graphics, great. Although graphics don't play a huge part in my in my rating system, it still is something worth mentioning because I know a lot of you guys love 1080p 60 frames per second. So next thing is going to be the sound. The sound for the game is great. I liked it. Fits the game. The clickers, when you meet up with some of the infected, known as the clickers, you will really get that sense of fuck, dude. They make that fucking noise that'll just drive you crazy. So sound in The Last of Us is great. It really it adds to the atmosphere, the creep-tasticness of the game. But guns sound good in my opinion. Now, finally, this is going to be the last thing I talk about, is the music. Now, the musical score in The Last of Us is nothing that I will remember. There were some songs in there that I liked, but it wasn't anything like awe-inspiring and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like, I won't be remembering those OSTs for the rest of my life. I wouldn't even buy the soundtrack for them, honestly. I'm not saying they're bad. It's just they weren't in my personal taste good. But I mean, not like good. Like I mean, like not as in, how when you hear a really good gaming OST, it like lives with you for years and years. This one isn't gonna be that one, like at all. You won't remember this game for its musical score. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. So now let's get into the final rating of The Last of Us. Now, my rating system is a tad bit different than normal. I don't do I don't do numerical ratings because I don't really like them. I feel like they're open-ended and it's just numerical ratings are stupid. I want to just give you how I feel about a game in my own words instead of this fucking number system. All right. So now I'm gonna tell you my rating system only because I know I've only done 2 gaming videos and I know some people may be a little bit lost on it. So I want to let the newer guys that are just watching my video know my rating system. So the best you can get from me is go buy it right now. Then the next thing the next best thing is a must buy. Then the next thing is give it a try. Then the next thing is play it if you're bored. Then next is pass on it. Then finally is burn it with fucking fire, because that shit is awful. So The Last of Us will sure as hell not be getting any of those lower ratings. I have to say that The Last of Us will be getting the first, even though it's only done 2 of these videos, The Last of Us will be getting my first go buy it now. Because that game for me was an amazing experience, and I feel like I'd be doing you a disservice as your reviewer to tell you to not go buy this now. So please do yourself a favor and go buy this game now. It's an amazing game with an amazing story, amazing cast, amazing game, very fun gameplay, great graphics. It's overall just a really good experience and completely worth your money. So please go try. And now that my camera's acting stupid, I think that's my time to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and bounce. This is your boy Chidea signing out. Please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and do other things to help Black Brother thrive. And if you have a differing opinion on The Last of Us the game, let me know in the comment section below. And just have fun. Just keep debating, because I respect your opinion if you think this game is fucking garbage, even though I highly disagree. If you don't feel the same, to each his own, you know what I'm saying? But either way it goes, I'm signing out. It's been golden. Thank you for your time. Peace out, gaming communities.